And the other big story, the biggest petrol hike in 10 years. It's the steepest hike, and outrage while petrol prices is now 1 litre of petrol will cost you 7 rupees 50 paise, the single largest hike. The opposition is furious, so are the government allies. Key allies Mamata Banerjee, the DMK Supremo Karunanidhi and Samajwadi Party Chief Mulayam Singh have all opposed the hike. Mulayam Singh, who was in the spotlight in the UPA celebrations, immediately demanded a rollback. Mamata, though, said she will not quit the government. Allies questioned why they were not consulted. The finance minister defended the move, saying petrol is a deregulated commodity. The big question is now whether LPG and diesel prices will also be hiked. The BJP called the petrol hike unreasonable and threatened a strong democratic agitation against it.
आम आदमी का क्या हाल होगा ये तो बस खुदा ही जाने।
सोचते नहीं 7.5 रुपए कैसे लोग अफोर्ड करेंगे, पहले महंगाई की इतनी ज़्यादा। दिस इज़ वेरी बैड। गवर्नमेंट को सोचना चाहिए, कुछ गरीब बंदों के लिए, आम जनता के लिए भी सोचना चाहिए।
ये तो जेबें ढीली करेंगे हमारी, ये तो खत्म कर देंगे। हमें लगता है मोटरसाइकिल पे आना पड़ेगा, स्कूटर पे आना पड़ेगा या फिर सरकारी बस पे आना पड़ेगा।
हम लोगों के ऊपर तो इतना असर पड़ेगा कि हम लोग अब क्या करें, बाइक को कंधा पे उठा के चलना पड़ेगा हम लोगों को। दिन भर इतना काम करते हैं, कमाएंगे तो खाएंगे, नहीं कमाएंगे तो कहाँ से होगा बताइए आप।
स्कूटर में तो पहले से ही माइलेज कम था, अब और 7 रुपया बढ़ने से तो माइलेज देगा ही नहीं। अब हम लोग गैरेज में लगाएंगे, साइकिल से आएंगे ऑफिस।
मैं तो मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हूँ, एक मीडियम क्लास फैमिली का हूँ। असर तो बहुत ज़्यादा पड़ेगा, अभी इतना नहीं बढ़ा था, असर तो पड़ेगा। हम लोग पर डे 30 किलोमीटर 40 किलोमीटर पर डे राउंड करते हैं। आप समझ सकते हैं कितना हम लोग को इफेक्ट पड़ेगा।
দেখুন ইউপিএ থাকা বা ছেড়ে আসা এটা বড় ব্যাপার নয়। বড় ব্যাপার হচ্ছে যেহেতু 5 বছরের জন্য আমরা ইলেকশনে দাঁড়িয়েছি এবং আবার যদি আমি গভর্নমেন্ট টপল করিয়ে দিই তাতে কিন্তু আরেকটা সেটব্যাক হবে, আরেকটা ইকোনমিক আনস্টেবিলিটি হবে, পলিটিক্যাল আনস্টেবিলিটি হবে, যেটা আমরা প্রথম থেকেই বলি আমরা যদি সিপিএম পার্টির মতো নই বা অন্য পার্টির মতো নই, আমরা স্টেবিলিটির পক্ষে, পলিটিক্যাল স্টেবিলিটি, ইকোনমিক স্টেবিলিটি, দেশের স্টেবিলিটির পক্ষে আমরা। তাই যেহেতু আমাদের কমিটমেন্ট আছে এই গভর্নমেন্টকে সাপোর্ট করা বলেই আমরা হয়তো বেরিয়ে আসছি না, কিন্তু বেরিয়ে আসছি না বলে নয়, প্রতিবাদ করার জায়গাটা বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে।
That decision has been taken. Petrol is deregulated commodity. But the opposition has opposed it.
Petrol price hike is atrocious and unbelievable. The UPA government on its 3rd anniversary has given this gift of petrol price hike to the people, and that too 7 rupees 50 paisa per litre. Unheard of, unimaginable.
Our leaders will be on the street protesting against this undemocratic, anti-people move of the government and oil marketing company.
कल हाउस साइन डे हुआ और आज एकाएक काफी बढ़ोतरी हो गई पेट्रोल के कीमत में और लगातार बढ़ ही रहा है, रुकने का नाम नहीं लेते।
And Kishle Bhattacharjee and Sanjay Pinto join us for the political fallout of this hike. Kish, first to you, such a steep hike is bound to create national outrage. Mamata Banerjee obviously opposing the move, but saying categorically that she will not jeopardize the alliance.
Yes, I guess, this is just my assumption that Mulayam's presence center stage on UPA's dinner perhaps had this impact on Mamata. I could be completely wrong of her saying that she will not exit, but she will demand a rollback, I'm sure. The newspapers, the Bengali newspapers out here have said that Khobher Batta, which means, angry Mamata. They've also said that petrol et dam bariye phir Mamata toper mukhe kendro, which means, that center has actually asked this, for this anger from Mamata themselves by raising by making such a steep hike. The CPM's reaction, however, has been that the UPA wined, dined, and then fined the country. Mamata is very angry. We do not know what the agitational program or what the demands are going to be. Rollback certainly, but there is a section of people who are saying that why can't she then cut back on the local taxes like VAT and the other taxes? One understands that, the subsidy Raj cannot continue. The oil marketing companies need to sell oil at the market price. The finance minister has said that it's a deregulated company, deregulated commodity. India's petroleum requirement is huge, and its requirement is, based on import. But the common man on the road does not care for this economy, does not care to understand this economy. They are surprised, they are shocked. Yesterday there were serpentine queues outside petrol pumps. Today, cars are there. It's not that people have stopped running their vehicles. It's not that people will stop buying vehicles. But yes, I spoke to a number of consumers, and they said that, the sale of petrol cars probably is going to go down. The sale of diesel cars is going to go up. This is another thing that people are asking, that why the subsidy on petrol has gone down, why not on diesel and other things. And this is something that I want to point out, is that we know for a fact, and the government knows, that kerosene, for example, has a huge subsidy. And what happens is that the oil mafia, which is a very organized racket in this country, they pilfer that kerosene because of the subsidy, and they adulterate petrol. That's something that's going to happen across the country. We have known cases of Manjunath, the Indian Oil Corporation executive, who was murdered because he wanted to intervene in that oil mafia. Last year, we've seen a collector in Etawah who was burned to death because of the same reason. He wanted to stop this. Now, that is something that also the government needs to take into account. But as of now, the mood in Calcutta is like, people are angry, people are shocked. They are trying to figure out how to cut back on other expenses so as to be able to adjust this hike.
Right, Kish. Right, thanks very much for that. Sanjay, to you now. DMK seems to be the milder of the allies, but has clearly opposed this move, and so has Jayalalitha. And what most parties are saying is why they weren't consulted before such a decision was taken.
Well, just a few days ago, we at NDTV did a survey with intellectuals in the cities, in our cities, about, the mood of the nation. One word to describe the mood of the nation, and there were several responses ranging from angry, frustrated to disappointment. Today, if you ask the common man that question, he'd say multiply that by 2. Now, Karunanidhi, when we asked him, is because he's obviously not just part of the alliance, but also part of the government, as to whether he wasn't consulted about this, and he said rather cryptically that in an alliance you can't always consult all the allies, you can't always get their concurrence for every little decision. There are decisions taken depending on situations. So did Karunanidhi actually have whiff of this coming? Did he actually have advance information? Is that one reason why he chose to stay away from that UPA dinner? That's the question being asked in political circles. As far as the common man is concerned, there are several people I've been meeting at this petrol station for the last 2 hours, and they've been telling me some of them are actually contemplating, as Kishule pointed out, moving to diesel cars. But remember, when you move to a diesel vehicle, what happens to the resale value of that existing petrol vehicle? That also is going to go down. I'm joined by a very knowledgeable customer at this petrol station, Mr. Santanam, who's a retired bank manager, so he knows what he's talking about. Mr. Santanam, many say the common man has been hit, of course. But then this was a move, it was like a Hobson's choice for the government because the oil companies have gone bankrupt, and this was a sort of a bailout package for them. But who is going to bail out the common man?
No, actually the government has to make out some budgetary provisions for all these things. Because for any work spot, even common people has to travel minimum 35 to 40 kilometers, up and down nearly 80 kilometers. So it is badly affected common persons. So government should seriously think about this, because basically the root cause for all this is bad governance. Because they talk about all this corruption and all that. Actually they are not making serious efforts to curb all these things. If all these things are done, definitely we will find a solution. Because basically if you see in India, any part of the country, people are hardworking. Only because of few corrupt people, everybody get into all these problems. So I suggest the government has to make some budgetary provisions for the common people, or otherwise they should have a two-tier system for the even pricing also. For poor people, they can have a different price. For a high rich people, they can give a different price. In that way, they can solve it.
All right.
Thank you.
Interesting. Well, interesting suggestion coming from the retired bank manager here. But just to quickly point out, I mean, this is the age of biblical quotations. We heard that in Parliament with P. Chidambaram talking about, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. Perhaps it's time to bring up another biblical sort of reference. The UPA's allies, for political reasons this time, seem to be playing a Pontius Pilate, almost washing their hands of this hike.
Do you have the NDTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news in your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.